Patrick Mahomes is leaving the NFL. That is what the headlines said. That is what the thumbnails screamed. That is what thousands of fans believed when they woke up on February 18th, 2026, and saw the news flooding their feeds. $54 million slashed off his contract. Chiefs done with Mahomes. He's moving on. And right in the middle of a 6-11 season, a torn ACL and LCL and a franchise in visible crisis. It was easy to believe. Every single one of those takes is wrong. And the actual numbers tell a completely different story. To understand why the internet caught fire, you have to understand the timing. The 2025 season was the worst stretch of Patrick Mahomes' entire career. On a team that had reached 7 straight AFC championship games and won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, finished 3rd in the AFC West, and watched the playoffs from home for the first time since 2017. The stat line rating above 100 and threw 50 touchdowns in his first year as a starter. These numbers represented a historic drop-off. Then came December 14th, Week 15, Chargers at Arrowhead. Late in the fourth quarter of a 16-13 game, Mahomes scrambled right, planted his left foot, and was brought down by Chargers defensive end Deshaun Hand. He grabbed his knee immediately. The MRI confirmed it the same day, torn ACL and LCL in his left knee. A surgery followed the next morning, December 15th, in Dallas with Dr. Dan Cooper. The season was over. The dynasty era was officially on pause, and then, on February 18th, 2026, the Kansas City Chiefs restructured his contract. The team converted $54.45 million of his 2026 compensation into a signing bonus, $44.05 million from his base salary, and $10.4 million from a roster bonus. His cap hit dropped from $78,214,000 to $34,653,888. The cap space created was $43.56 million. That single number, stripped of all context, became the headline, and the headline became the story, and the story became a lie. Here is what cap hit actually means, and why it has nothing to do with Mahomes' paycheck. A cap hit is an accounting number, the dollar amount a team carries against the NFL salary cap in a given year. A player's actual cash earnings are an entirely separate figure. When a team converts base salary into a signing bonus, that bonus gets spread across the remaining years of the contract for cap purposes. The cash payment still happens. The accounting just changes. Think of it like paying off a credit card balance over 12 months instead of 1. The total amount, $6 million unlocked. Every single year, the numbers get $54.45 million restructure bonus, plus a $1 million worth up to $2.5 million annually, tied to MVP awards. They could not retool the roster because it cost him nothing in real money and preserved every long-term guarantee in his deal. Now, the future numbers are large. Mahomes' 2027 cap hit currently sits at $85,253,888. With the NFL salary cap for 2026 projected at approximately $302 to $303 million, that figure represents more than a quarter of one team's total cap, allocated to a single player. The cap hits from 2028 through 2030 also increased by approximately $10 to $11 million per year as a result of the restructures, and every dollar pushed forward is fully guaranteed. Those numbers are real. But the cap grows every year in the NFL, and that growth absorbs the inflated future numbers over time. Annual restructures are already built into the plan. The void years in 2032 and 2033 serve as cap relief valves at the end of the deal. This is the same playbook every franchise runs with their franchise quarterback. Joe Burrow's 5-year, $275 million extension with the Cincinnati Bengals, uses a different structure, but the same fundamental principle. Financial tools baked into modern NFL mega deals to give teams annual flexibility without altering a player's real earnings. The original deal, a 10-year, $450 million extension signed on July 6, 2020, was the largest contract in sports history at the time of signing. Through early 2026, Mahomes had collected approximately $232 million in cash. His projected total through 2031 sits at roughly $484 million. Roster bonuses of $6.1 million in 2027, $8.2 million in 2028, and up to $25.97 million in 2029 remain fully on schedule. None of that changed in February. Not one line. Every credible source that covers NFL contracts, ESPN, NFL.com, Over the Cap, SpotTrack, The Athletic, confirmed this was standard cap management. No new deal was negotiated. No renegotiation occurred. No one inside the Chiefs organization said a single word about departure. The entire narrative exists because people confused a cap number with a paycheck. The cap number dropped from $78 million to $34 million. The cash stayed at $56.75 million. Those are two completely different things. Patrick Mahomes is not leaving the NFL, but he is locked in through 2031 with nearly $500 million still on the table. He is rehabbing a torn ACL and LCL at a pace that has surprised the medical staff. By February, Andy Reid confirmed Mahomes was spending 7 hours a day at the facility. GM Brett Veach described him as a unicorn and confirmed he was attacking it full throttle. Clark Hunt stated the recovery was ahead of schedule. Jay Glazer reported he could be practice-ready by July, 2 full months ahead of the standard timeline. The $54 million story was never about leaving. It was always about coming back.